So let's start a biology related to medical science. We will start from what is the classification, what is the livings, and all those things. The biology important terms. So start. As we have already studied about the some of the important terms of biology that are used in the medical sciences, but after that we will start what is living, right? So in a biology we can't directly define that what is living, but yes, the living uses the very much of the solar energy, right? And not only up to that, but we can differentiate with the some of the techniques that what is living and what is the non-living. So some of the appropriate techniques through which we can differentiate the living and the non-living organisms. So firstly is the growth, right? So we can say the increase in the number of cell or a mass is growth. Directly a permanent increase in the cell or the mass, it means that which is dead, which is non-living, so there will be no any growth in a cell or the masses. But if a organism is living, then only there will be a growth. After that, reproduction. As we know that the non-living things cannot reproduce to the young ones of the same kind, but the living things can reproduce of the same kind. Thirdly, like the metabolism, it means the chemical reaction that was going inside of the organism, right? After that, response of a stimuli. As the living things, that the reaction or ability to sense or to respond to the stimuli is the another of the techniques to differentiate of this. So there are the four techniques. Firstly, that is the growth. Secondly is we can say reproduction. Thirdly, metabolism. And fourth is the response of a stimuli. Suppose we suddenly touch an hot vessel, so how we feel? So it give a senses to our nervous system that we have touched something hot. So this is the reaction of a stimuli. So the example of the fourth one. After that, when we touch some of the leaves of the touch me not plant, right, they close, and this movement is known as the seismonestic movement, right? And the scientific name of that plant is the Mimosa pudica. As we know that the life of the on the earth that has been originated by the that is the chemosynthesis, and it was proved in the laboratory by the scientist, which the name of the scientist is Miller, right? So what is living, how can we can differentiate all these things. After that, some of the important knowledge about the touch me not plant and the life on this soil we have completed. After that, let's start the classification of organism, right? Classification of organism. As we know that there are the millions and thousands and hundreds, there are various of the organism, so it's impossible to study all of the organisms separately. So what happened, so we have a chosen and one technique so that we can understand all of them. What was it? It is the classification. Classification is not mean to classification is just to differentiate one, not like that, but to group the organisms in according to their categories, right? Study of one, if we do a study of the one group, and from that one organism, so we can easily have an idea about all the organism in the same group. So that is the meaning. After that, we can understand from that. And the Linus, who divide the all the organism into two kingdom, right? First is the plantae and second is the animalia. In his book The Systema Nature, and the foundation of the modern classification. So after that, this is the earlier classification, but the modern classification of these organisms or these kingdoms has been done on the line of the Linus, and the father of the taxonomy, who is known as the Linus, is known as the father of the taxonomy. After that, the book Genera Plantae, it was written by the Hooker and Bentham, the two Hooker and Bentham. After that, let's start the five kingdoms classification. So this five kingdoms classification was proposed in 1969 by R.H. Whitaker, right? And the criteria for classifying of these five kingdoms into organism is, the first is the complexity of their body of the organism, right? How much the complex of their body. After that, secondly, that is the modes of their nutrition, that whether they are autotrophic, whether they are saprophytes, whether they are parasites, right? And after that, thirdly, that is their lifestyle, and lastly, that is their phylogenetic relationships. Let's see that what are the five kingdoms. So five kingdoms is the Monera, after that Protista, then Fungi, then Plantae, and then Animalia. So let's start from the Monera. The Monera, in which there are the prokaryotic organisms, right? Prokaryotic organisms, it includes the all type of bacteria, like bacteria, cyanobacteria, after that the archaeobacteria, and then the filamentobacteria. So all the types of bacteria, and this all the organisms which include in the Monera are microscopic. Completed up to that. After that, let's start Protista. Protista. This kingdom includes a unicellular form, like amoeba. But amoeba generally have aquatic habitats, and depending upon their modes of nutrition, these organisms have the autotrophic, saprophytes, and parasitic, all type of the modes of nutrition. For example, we include in this all are diatoms, flagellatum, and protozoa. These three are included in the Protista group. That after that, Euglena is have both, that is the autotrophic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition. Autotrophic, which have the ability to make food through the photosynthesis process, and heterotrophic, which does not have ability to make their food, right? And so Euglena is camped under between the plants and the animals kingdom. After that, we will study fungi. Third, that is, this kingdom include the non-green plants, all non-green plants. Example, we can take the mushroom, which grows upon the dead and decaying plants and organisms, and after that the mucor, and then albugo, etc. All these are the saprophytic nutrition. They have their modes of nutrition, saprophytic, which grows upon the dead and the decaying, and they takes a food from them, right? After that, Plantae. Plantae, this in kingdom include all type of the plants except the algae, diatoms, and the fungi, or their group that are included in the kingdom Monera or the Protista. After that, Animalia. Animalia, almost all the animals included in the Animalia kingdom, but except the protozoa, as we have it already included in the Protista group. After that, binomial nomenclature. As we know that every organisms must need to have an international naming, right? So international naming in a biology, every organisms have the two name, and the first starts with the large letter, and the second is with the small letter. The first, that is a genus, and second is the species. For example, we can say, like the scientific name of a human is a Homo sapiens, right? Homo is a genus and the species is the sapien. And after that, the Pancharan Maheshwari popularized the use of the embryological in taxonomy. And not only up to that, but we will study about the botanist, right? Botanist, as we know that we have two, the botany and the zoology. The biology has been divided. So the botanist Joseph Dalton Hooker is credited for creating one of the first natural system of a plant classification, right? And secondly, we can say that is the basic unit of a classification is a species, and the higher unit of the classification is kingdom. And Carolus Linnaeus is known as the father of the taxonomy. Let us see some of the scientific name of the organisms. Man, like the man have the Homo sapiens known for, and cat is for the Felis domestica. Mango, Mangifera indica. Gram, Caesar ariantinum. Mustard, Brassica capestraris. Wheat, Triticum astetum. Frog, Rana tigrina. Dog, Canis familiaris. Rice, Oreja sativa. Cow, Bos indicus. Housefly, Musca domestica. Pea, Pisum sativum. So this is all. Thank you for watching.